Hey everybody, Josh RV Nerd down here at Advantage 1 RV. Today we've got a Flagstaff Highwall pop-up with a slide, as you can see. Also has a full hardwall bathroom, the kind that folds up, but it's not just a curtain. It's got a soft floor. Let's just get that out of the way. So let's get this out of the way real quick. If you listen, you might hear a couple little squeaks every now and then. There's a couple, like I said, soft spots where the floor decking bows down a little bit. Now, that's the floor that I just walked on right over there. Right now, I measured my weight. I guess in a way, I weighed myself this morning. Just a little bit over 200 pounds. I'm maybe half a pound off of my peak pandemic poundage. Getting that back under control. Taking some accountability of my own actions and my dietary preferences and general sedentary lifestyle. But I walked all over this thing. No problem. It's not bad. It moonwalks, but nothing major. So it's fine. I think it's perfectly campable as it is. I don't think you necessarily have to do anything. If you're only planning on very casual camping, or if you're a handy person, you could probably put a new floor in. It'd be a heck of a lot of work. You could do it, but if you're only going to camp a little bit here and there, or you're doing some hunting camp, or you just don't care, I don't think you need to do anything with it. I just think you need to be made aware of it. Because that's the kind of thing, if I didn't tell you about it, you came to see it, I'm pointing at the dinette now, on the floor. That's the kind of thing, if I didn't tell you about it, and you came to see it, you're like, you suckers, you lied to me. I don't want you having that experience with us. And there is no Carfax for camping, so I do CSI, Camp Scene Investigating. And here's my theory. The RV at some point was neglected by somebody. And it's kind of interesting. It's almost got like a farmhouse style decor. The RV's been around long enough that it's actually come back into style, because this is not painted. Rockwood and Flagstaff, who are the same company, by the way, same RV. They just have two different names. They used to have this thing called Tuscan Cream, which is the white colored wood tones that we're looking at. Now, the seating, if you get up close, you can see where they actually either made or had made some little slip covers, which is a very good, inexpensive way of really personalizing and bringing some color and some life to an RV. So, I think somebody bought this probably at a discount, took care of it, got it kind of fixed up a little bit, did a couple things, and overall right now, it looks pretty good. Like I said, I don't see any major concerning points beyond the floor. I have noticed, I don't know if this is just because it didn't get tucked in properly. This is kind of flapping here. That should be attached a little bit to a C channel. And I noticed the same thing over here. I noticed that is just popped out of the C channel, but there's no reason that shouldn't be able to be just reset and inset back into that. So I guess keep that in mind right there. Now the slide out dinette gives you room for a four-person jamboree, and that's a good little like rainy day Monopoly space. Although with that being a free-floating table, Monopoly might not be a good idea, because if your family plays Monopoly like my family, at some point that table's getting flipped. That's why we play Monopoly on the floor. It's not that someone intentionally tries to ruin the game. It's just that one of us inevitably always goes pure cutthroat, Uncle Pennybags there, and puts the other out of business, and a fist pound comes down, and when it's on the floor, nothing really happens. When it's on a table, everything goes flying. Now, did you notice, this is being a high wall, you've got a bigger, taller kitchen counter, and you've also got that nice big vent fan up here. But this thing also has roof-mounted air, which is very cool. Now, this has a king bed in the front. I forgot to mention that when we were looking at it, and a queen in the back. So 70 by 80 front, 60 by 80 rear. And this does have a, looks like they maybe, I think somebody, yeah, that's contact paper that somebody put on. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wall, not at the camera. It's contact paper somebody put on there. This is a combo wet bath right here, but it is a hard wall enclosure versus just a curtain. And an interesting note, I'll probably mention this again when we go outside, just because it is a little bit uncommon. It is actually not a cassette toilet. It is fully self-contained. It actually does have a black holding tank. Now, over here on the door side, if you're looking below, like to the left of the entry door, there's a couple little mounting rails where if you wanted to, you could hook up like an outside little grill or griddle or something like that. I see where somebody added that little PVC tube on the rear bumper there, because one of the interesting things about this is it's not a cassette toilet. This is actually fully self-contained with holding tanks. That's one of the things that I've always found very interesting and fascinating about the Rockwood and Flagstaff Highwall pop-ups. They have more in common, like, with a travel trailer than a pop-up. They're like, I call them a suitcase camper because of the way that they fold down. And I missed this previously, but it looks like there was a little bit of work done here, but it looks well done, and I don't recall seeing any issues resulting from that on the inside, so I guess just be aware, but I don't think you got to be concerned. Now, you may have noticed this camper has a roof mount air conditioner. That is also why it has that power cord kind of hanging down the side of it there in the front of that slide. Just the way that they kind of had to run power to it at the time. Just the way they did it. I guess I don't know how else to say it. They did it that way because that's the way they did it. That's literally essentially the message that just came out of my mouth. No wonder my wife drinks. Now, when you see something like I pointed out that soft flooring, you start wondering, well, was it put away wet? Did it leak? Is it moldy? No, it's not. And again, very similar to that conversation I had about this being like a suitcase camper. Another travel trailer feature on a pop-up camper, the double propane tanks up there. Now, I hope I meant to have left this open. I'm sorry. Oh, good. I did leave it unlocked at least. This is just outside storage space, but you notice how you can actually get to it from the inside of the RV as well. There's a couple different ways to access everything. I like the one-piece entry door. Now, I apologize, we're right next to a camper beside us, so I can't get you the big sweeping side shot I would prefer to get you. Oh, look at that. We've got a guy in the office that has this thing for paracord. If he saw that double paracord hanging right there, whoa, he'd be freaking out over it. And here's a little more up close and personal look of that grilling mount station that I told you about. Let me look at the tires. I haven't done that yet. 14-inch Goodyears, Marathons. Where's the DOT code? DOT code does not, no, hold on. 11 of 15. Okay, so these tires were replaced and updated at some point from the original factory tires. So they're within a, what would that be? So they're about 6.5, 7 years old, and they look good. Shouldn't need to replace tires. Excellent. So, if you're okay with the floor as it is, or you're a handy person, you could do some work yourself and cut out a bunch of labor money, that might be a real nice camper. And if those things, if you're like, nope, that's not for me, I get it. That's why just immediately we got it right out of the way. Take a look at something else that we have here for you at Advantage One RV. Our inventory changes constantly, always doing the best we can to keep you up to date. And know that you can buy with confidence from us down here. We're family owned and operated, and when you're ready, we're ready to meet you. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and have an A1 day, everyone.